Hi, hello, it's troy-nicole, and a few days ago I asked you guys if you would like a full flip through of this super chunky journal and most of my other journals that I only do short flip throughs from, and most of you guys said that you would like a longer one. So here we are. We're not going to dilly dally because I'm sure this is going to take forever. So I hope you enjoy. I'm going to get a sip of coffee first. That is far too hot, but whatever. Okay, so I'm more than positive this is a moleskin, and as you can see, it's falling apart because, listen, this is a lot to the point where the last 20 pages I had to just ignore because it was not going to fill up anything else. So when you open up, I tried in 2023 to calculate my moods every day, but as you can see, it is not 365 days worth of any type of moods. I don't even know if this is 50 or even 30, but I tried, didn't work out, and I just moved on. I didn't really know what I wanted to do on this page. I think my more recent journals, I'm better at kind of decorating this front section, but honestly, I did not do much. I just did a little quote and some stars, and that's about it. And then I put part one on here because my New Year's resolution in 2023 was to finish some unused journals I had or had started and hadn't done anything with. So this was part one, and I never did part two. So my first official page, I guess, because I think I glued the actual first page down because it was used and I didn't like it. But this is my actual first page. And all I did was make it a diary entry. I just put a picture of myself. This is making me really miss my copper hair, but I'm not going to go back to bleaching my hair anytime soon. But yeah, so I just wrote lyrics to one of my favorite BTS songs, and it just says, "So I love me." I wrote a little diary entry about how I want the year to look, what I'm hoping for, how the last year went. Because 2022 was actually a pretty great year for me, but I know a lot of people didn't love 2022, so it is what it is. But then I just did like a little lip gloss kiss and put 2023, decorated it a minuscule amount, and moved on. So since it was a new year, I had to make a Christmas spread. So I just made a spread of this pretty wrapping paper I found at Marshall's. I love vintage wrapping paper, so I made sure to put that in there. I put some pictures of me and my best friend celebrating New Year's at my aunt's house. She comes normally for either New Year's or she'll come for Christmas. So just talked about that. We had a really nice time, got really drunk. Back in 2021, one of my very good friends got married, and I had all this ephemera from her wedding because I'm a hoarder, and even though it was, years prior to this, I really wanted to keep a piece of all that in it. And funny story is that she had like this fairy tale themed wedding, and when we got there, me and my plus one, which was my best friend at the time, we were talking to her and her new husband, and they were talking about how they were going to Disney World. And we were sitting there thinking, wait, really? Like in the next few days? And they said yes. We had all planned a vacation for Disney World at the same time and had no idea. So we met up at Disney World. So I put a little wrapping paper from Disney World in there because we met up for a little second at the end of, I think, our last day there and their first day there. And it was really, really, really nice. So, and she was like my eighth grade best friend, which I put this on there. This is more of a kind of a scrapbook page where I kind of just had all of these old concert tickets and stuff. So I have one for Demi Lovato and Austin Mahone at the Rodeo in 2013. I have one for an Ed Sheeran concert at the Bayou Music Center. RIP ever seeing him in something that small again. Unless he does like one of his little small music shows he does. Oh, I would love for him to do that in Houston. But I ended up going by myself because my friend flaked on me. So that was cool. I have these two shirts from a GOT7 show. I think it's their last official concert in the US. And I'm wearing Mark's little xoxo shirt here and here. And then at my college, we used to have this thing called 𝚗𝚊𝚖𝚎 where artists would come and perform at our school. And Panic at the Disco came in 2015. And when I say Panic at the Disco, I think at the time it was Brendan Urie and Spencer, and I don't think anyone else. Next page was just a page I wanted to make because I think I was home in Houston, which was the first Christmas I had spent back in Houston in a very long time. because in the past few years I had always done Christmas with my mom's family, and in the recent years I had started having Christmas in Texas again. And I was just missing home, and this is from the Delaware Pier, and I was just really, really sad. And I said missing home, but I feel like my home is a lot of places. Like my home is Houston in Texas, but where my mom lives will always have a piece of me. So I had a little one, and me and my sisters and my niece, who is so grown now, it's so crazy. On this day, I decided that me and my dog had been inside for too long, and I haven't really taken her to the parks because she's not the nicest dog in the world. She absolutely hates other dogs. So if it's not the dogs that she grew up with in my house, she's not really good with other dogs, so I rarely take her places. But if you're from Houston or you come to Houston, then you know about Buffalo Bayou Park. It's beautiful, has a beautiful view of the skyline. I went, I journaled, I did some schoolwork. It was really nice because I was in like early master's program, and this is her. She really enjoyed it. I didn't because I was being harassed by this cop who wanted my number, and I just wanted him to leave me alone. But he would not. So I eventually got up and I ended up, I think, going to like Starbucks or something in River Oaks because he was driving me insane. He was creeping me out. This is another scrapbook page, and just a bunch of ephemera I've collected over the years of things I've bought. This shop is where I got my Disneyland tote bag. This is my, I want to say, my cinnamon roll light that broke in like 2 seconds. So don't believe the hype of that really popular one. This is probably some pier I went to. We always go places with my mom, and I'm pretty sure it's Delaware, but I could be wrong. I ended up ruining a bunch of stamps, which, listen, do you guys know how heartbroken I was when I realized? So that's all this page is. So this journal ended up becoming a scrapbook, a diary, a junk journal, a creative journal. It had everything in it. It is an everything journal for sure. And something I did in a lot of pages, even if I did it as a creative page, I always wrote it in a diary entry. So I was getting a little emo because I think I've said this before, but in 2021, I had a really bad friendship breakup. And I found these Polaroids of me that the friend in question took of me, and they were in a bag that I hadn't used in retrospect since me and her had been friends. Because if you're a stan girly, then you know that we have concert bags, okay? We have bags that are specific for those events. So it was in that bag. So I just titled it Happier Times. I decorated it, put the little Polaroids in, and just kind of talked about those times and how I kind of miss them, but life goes on. In 2023, I finally watched Heartstopper. I don't remember when Heartstopper came out, but when I tell you Nick and Tara are two characters that I will forever just have my heart. But I think as far as characters who I deeply, deeply understand and I think I can see myself in, it would be Tara, Nick, and Charlie. And for different reasons. For like Charlie's mental health issues, I felt very deeply connected to Charlie. For Nick's, like he's so kind, but he goes through so much when he realizes he's bi. So I really enjoyed that. And then with Tara, I just listen, Tara, I understood on so many levels of trying to be perfect in all ways and also trying to come to terms with sexuality. Loved it. So I did a little Heartstopper page and I wrote a lot about Heartstopper. So that was cute. This isn't the scrapbook page. I don't have much to say about this one because I think whenever you see a chaotic page like this, my brain was probably going a mile a minute. So on the list of things that I find of my ex best friend over the years, and I'm still finding stuff that we have given each other over the years, and this was at our college. And when I found it again, I just did not want to see it anymore. So I put it in here. I talked about that day, about how much I low key miss her, but I think all things happen for a reason, and how it's kind of a weird feeling to know that you and another person aren't in the same place as you used to be, and how they can mean so much to you, but then one day it's just like, girl, I love you, but we can't be friends anymore, can we? And that's really how it is because we have each other on social media. We're not beefing or anything like that, but it's a weird feeling. So I wrote about that. This was Valentine's Day. I did not think I was going to get anything for Valentine's Day, and I just kind of had a chill girl day for myself. But my cousin actually showed up and he had brought me chocolates, and I thought that was so sweet. He's my older cousin, and he's always been like a big brother to me. So he brought me chocolates and my grandmother flowers because it's his aunt. And I thought that was super sweet. So I put that in there and then I put down like what it was and who it was from. Another ex bestie page and also a K-pop page because keep in mind this is after the pandemic and concerts were coming back and stuff. But my favorite group, they didn't disband, but they ended up leaving their company and doing individual things and coming back here and there. So I just kind of talked about that and how, like, even though all these concerts are coming, I don't have anyone to go with anymore because she was like my ride or die to go to those things with. So I started going by myself, which was actually kind of fun. So talked about that, how those were simpler times and everything, yada yada yada. Back in the day, your girl was a part of the TW fan Melee. If you know, you know. I love the Wanted. I This was some of the best concerts I went to. Rest in peace, Tom. I feel so badly for his wife and his children because he died of brain cancer a couple years back. But this was prime time, and they always came in Cinco de Mayo. Like every Houston show is in Cinco de Mayo. I don't know how they planned that, but it was. This was a little scrapbook page. I went to the arts museum with my little sister and her daughter, and we had a good time. We were chilling. I also went to Zoo Lights, and these are some more of the stamps that I ended up ruining, so that's beautiful. These are Panic at the Disco lyrics. 9 times out of 10, when you see big titles, they're probably just song lyrics that are in my head, and I'm thinking, you know what? Why not put this down because I have nothing else to write. This coffee, if you live in Maryland, or I don't know if you can get it anywhere else, but if you live in Maryland, this coffee is elite. It is delicious. I love it. I got it from Farmers Market and I had to put that down. I think this whole page is like a Maryland page and me talking about all the things me, my mom, my sisters, my brother in law, my nieces and nephews, everybody basically in my family up there did together. So that was cute. Another little scrapbook page of me just keeping any type of ephemera that exists and I don't need. I also started doing this thing where if I had stickers that were really, really old and I wasn't using, I just kind of pasted them around. So these stickers I hadn't been using in a long time, so I just kept on putting them places. A creative page that I kind of hate. We're gonna move on. I found this Miami Beach postcard my aunt sent me. I'm not gonna flip it over because it does have my address on it. Then I just have this like kimchi wrapper, this after hours boo bash bracelet that I found from 2021. This is from my favorite coffee shop here in Houston, Minute Coffee, and they always write on it, so I just wrote that down. And this is always what I get, the Danish and the breakfast bagel. Beautiful. Another creative page that I hate. I found an old card my older cousin, the same one who bought me the chocolates, had sent me. I think this is for my graduation. This page is hideous, but I think it's for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. And my sisters came down with their kids and husband, and we had a really good time. We went thrift shopping, which obviously this faded away, but this is another diary entry. Nothing too big. This is one of my favorite pages. I am so into having a soft life, having a chill life, just living life how you see fit. I just wrote about having a soft life, what I want for the future. I decorated it, and yeah, that's about it. This one I kind of talked about finish lines and how I am notoriously bad at them. And the thing is, I don't know why I'm so notoriously bad at finish lines. It's like I have all these ideas and then I start them and then they never come to a conclusion because I'm all about starting, and I'm all about the middle. And then when I'm nearing towards finishing those things, it never comes to fruition. I don't get it. I don't get it. I actually have no idea what this one's about because normally I put the lyrics to a song that kind of correlate to what I'm talking about, but it's pretty. This is why you do flip through the year you finish journals, guys. Like I said before, when something is chaotic like this, it's probably just my brain being all over the place and I just wanted to put out a diary entry and move on. I do see a lot of GOT7 on here though, like Moon Like You and 747. 747 is one of my favorite albums by them, and Moon Like You is probably a song that was stuck in my head. And then I have Firework, which is also GOT7 face. This might be a GOT7 spread, who knows? This is another one of those spreads of things that I'm not going to use, but I have, so I'm just going to put it here. My uncle passed away in 2021, and he was getting all this mail, and one of the things he got was for the Miller Outdoor Theater, their little schedule for the rest of the spring and summer. So I pasted that in just because it was his and it made me sentimental. And then I started pasting in all of the backings for stickers that I finished. So this is the backing for stickers that I finished to kind of be like, look, girl, you finished a sticker set. Congratulations. These are stickers from Young Gook of VAP. I had them for years and never used them, but just pasted them in. I also like when I buy from small shops and I kind of keep packing slips. This, you know what? Disney, fight me sometimes, even though I love you. I ended up ordering the Oogie Boogie shirt for this year. Okay. Do you know what they sent me? They sent me a Stitch Kids shirt. Now, granted, Stitch is one of my favorite characters, like one of my top 5 favorite characters, but it was a kid's shirt and it wasn't the Oogie Boogie jersey. So I had to call them and they were like, oh, we're so sorry. We ran out of them. And I said, okay, that's fine. So why not email me? Why send me this shirt? And she was like, honestly, I'm not in a distribution center, so I have no idea why. All I can tell you is I can either get you something else or refund you. I was like, give me my money back. Another ephemera page where I'm just like packing on things that I bought, purchased. And I put it was a day out in the DMV. This is the front of a 2023 planner that I had been using, but I ended up not liking it. I got it from Amazon and I just really liked how the front looked. And this was a photo card that I purchased. So, well, technically, I didn't purchase it, I got it in an album, but I was not about to sit there and let it go to waste. So I pasted it in here. I got this for after Valentine's Day. They were having a sale at Safeway, so I got it. It was good, and I still have this little cute pan. We have another creative page, which I think is pretty cute. This was around the time me and my mom and my sister were, I think we were having like a girls' day, and we like made margaritas and stuff. On this page, I think I was talking about my room, and my aunt and her son were out of town. So I was dog sitting for them. So I was constantly going over to their house, and it was really peaceful, honestly. I have biological roommates where I live, so I don't get a lot of free time by myself, which I love. So it was kind of nice going to their house for a few days and taking care of their dog Dallas. So I kind of talked about my future home, what I would like it to look like, my future room, decorations, all that type of stuff. So I titled this one Mirabelle and Matilda, and those are two of my literal just favorite songs, but favorite songs that really feel like me in it. So I just kind of talked about both of those songs and what they mean to me. Anytime you see different color text, that means one is probably lyrics. So black is typically my thoughts, and any other color are typically lyrics. So this is the lyrics to Matilda, and I think this is Mirabelle. And this is my poor excuse of a Mirabelle. This is a close, I think, in of June, maybe. I don't know, to be honest. It's cute though. My sister was pregnant this year and she gave birth to my little niece, my sweet girl. And she had a Winnie the Pooh themed baby shower. So that's what this is. These two things are from. Unfortunately, I did not win anything because I just don't have that luck. This was my old thank you card from my shop. I honestly still like it. I just feel like the color scheme isn't really me. So I would change that. This is a bakery in Maryland that has really good bourbon pecan pies. Delicious. My mouth just watered. This is another frivolous page. Me just probably writing lyrics and having fun. Nothing too big. Now, if you look at this, you can obviously see the little Mickey D's thing popping out of here. And I was so pressed for this Happy Meal. I love Mermaid. Ariel is one of my favorite princesses, one of my top 3 at that. So I really wanted this Happy Meal, but I wanted either Ariel, Ursula, or Eric. I got Scuttle, which I mean, it's fine, but whatever. Honestly, I wish Disney would re release this in theaters so I can watch it in theaters one more time. That's why I need a projector. I want a projector to project it on my ceiling or something because to rewatch this movie for the first time again, chef's kiss. Another chill page of me having a creative page. This is Open Me, but I'm not going to because it's probably sad. My dad ended up visiting Kindred Stories, which is a Black owned bookstore here in Houston, and he ended up buying my sister some books. Why? I have no idea. She hates reading, but he bought her some books, and I took them, and inside of them was this. So that's what that is. We had an Uber driver at the rodeo who was really, really nice. She's a chef, and she gave me her card, and I just stuck it in there because she was really cool. She went out of her way to not drop us off where the Ubers have to be dropped off, and instead literally drove us all the way to Reliant, and then had to drive all the way back to where the Ubers are supposed to be so it could ding to say that she dropped us off. So I thought that was really above and beyond, really great, really sweet lady. I hope she did a lot. This is a cover to my Minute Tea coffee. I told y'all I love them. This was like a July 4th wrap up. I had a little meeting with my book clubs. I put that notes, the little note paper I had there, had some things to say about that. These are some of my shop stickers that ended up being cut wrong. Either they were cut wrong, printed wrong, or I finished them, which is why they're in here. Me and my mom got really into Firehouse subs randomly in 2023. We've had them before, but we were like getting it a lot. Dunkin' Donuts, love a good coffee from Dunkin', and I think this is Firehouse subs as well. These are some more backings and stuff from stickers that I've finished. Some more diary entries, some more sticker backings and things that I finished. This was kind of like a weekly wrap up of me talking about getting a new journal, which was my Astrology B6, aka one of my favorite journals in existence. My first page in it, a little TJ Maxx receipt, me talking about how long the day was. I was exercising a hell of a lot back then. Here are some things I just bought and got. So these are pressed flowers. This is different types of tea. I love this ginger tea. I need to buy some more. Nothing Bundt Cake is one place that me and my mom get too much of. And this year they were doing like buy one get one free, and we were going back a billion times. How? Because all my family has it and they didn't want them, so we just kept on going to different Nothing Bundt Cakes in Maryland and getting Nothing Bundt Cake. Also bought some jeans. So this is just a bunch of random stuff. This says saving even the most meaningless pieces of my mundane and insignificant life. So these are tattoos from Silver Diners that my nephew did not want, so I kept them because he really wanted to go to Silver Diner, and me, him, and my mom had a great time there. I don't know why, but I just found it really funny that for a whole week, all I was doing was like gulping down tea. Like I was gulping down tea so much that a lot of these happened in the same day. So this is an elite chocolate bar from Aldi grocery stores. Delicious. My mom hates them. Hates them. She said it's one of the worst chocolate bars she's ever tasted, and that's really funny to me. And these are just some library checkouts that I did with my mom's library card. Anytime I go up there, we always visit the library, even if I'm only going to be there for 4 days. I have a bunch of Safeway coupons. My sister bought me a chocolate bar that was Harry Potter themed just because it was Harry Potter themed and she's obsessed with him. The first sentence in this says this is one of my nonsense entries about nothing. So there's that, I guess. Some more backings to stickers that I have finished. Same thing, backings. My lactate pills. Gotta have my lactate pills. This vitamin C mask. I don't know if it was my mom or my sister who bought me this. My nephew was having a very rough summer, and he's my baby, and he's the oldest grandchild, nephew, all that. So we took him to go get some ice cream, and we asked for cookies and cream, but I guess they didn't have cookies and cream. I don't know. Ben and Jerry's being weird that day, and they gave him cookie dough. And he looked at it and he tasted it. He was like, "This is not cookies and cream." And the girl was like, "Oh, Ben and Jerry's doesn't sell cookies and cream." I said, "Oh, okay, sure, whatever." He ended up liking it, and it is now one of his favorite ice cream flavors. I have endless rocket stuff. Again, no idea why. I don't really remember what this is from, and I kind of wish that. Oh wait, I lied. I do know what this is from. This is when my niece was born, and this is the screening I had to do to get in. This is when my niece first came out and we went to go meet her. I ended up relieving my brother-in-law so he can go take a shower and stuff. And I sat with my sister and my new niece. This is my oldest niece here and here. I missed this phone case, but I got a new phone, and so I don't have it anymore. Casetify, you should think about having like some type of upscale thing where you can recycle old cases for a certain percentage off of the new case of the same art. Does that make sense? Anyway, we ended up buying my sister some flowers for her birthday because she was pregnant and she deserves to have some fun. Me and my mom tried BurgerFi, I think for the first time, or maybe this is our second time trying it. Delicious, no notes, love them. This is one of my chai tea orders. I'm actually glad this is in here because I could not for the life of me remember how I used to make it, and I need to take a picture of this. We went to the National Book Festival in DC, and my mom bought me this big bag that was 70% off at Bath and Body Works. So 0 o'clock, gotta add K-pop in there some way. Some more things that I eat, like I bought a Halloween pillow, which is my ghosty pillow. These were from the book festival. Every state has a representative at the book festival, and they give you like freebies. I don't remember who gave me this one, to be honest, and it doesn't say, so it was like a bunch of animal cards. Some more of that, some more of the animal cards. I think the next few pages are just a bunch of stuff I got from the National Book Festival, because in my brain I was just thinking these people worked so hard to make all these things, these librarians all around the nation, to hopefully spread literacy and information to people. So I didn't want to just throw them away. I'm way too sentimental, so I just pasted them all in here, which is I think the like ending of most of my pages. Oh, they always give you stickers, and I ended up accidentally having multiple of the same because instead of my mom just not picking some up, she picked some up too because she said she felt bad about not picking any up. So I would have two of each of those stickers. So all the duplicates I had, I put them in here. Here's some more stickers. I ended up getting like a multiple of these Lone Star Reader ones. I love this one. I'm not going to say much about these because they're all literally from the National Book Festival. I loved this year's art for this one. I don't know if they put out the art for 2025 yet, but I'm excited to see because this poster is still on my wall. Still National Book Festival stuff. I think all of the ending stuff is just National Book Fest stuff. Yeah. And then these are like these were from old journals that I ended up having to throw out. So I just ripped them out and pasted them in here. And that's it because I couldn't do any more without this literally falling apart. So that's it. I didn't realize that I did not have an actual end page in here, but I do not. So there's that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go check out some of my other videos. And don't worry, I will be doing more of these because I have like 3 other journals that I could do this for. So I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, peace out, Girl Scouts. 'Cause I really hate you, 'cause you made me so blue.